Shrimp keeping is a hobby I've enjoyed for many years, and one of the things I enjoy most about the hobby is its simplicity. To keep shrimp, you essentially only need a container that holds water, a few basic pieces of fish keeping equipment, and the shrimp. That's it. There really is no magical mystery to shrimp keeping. However, I think there are a lot of people online who try to portray shrimp keeping as a hobby that requires great expense and great effort. And I think some of this information, or misinformation, is causing new shrimp keepers or those who are less experienced in the hobby to struggle. In today's video, I'm going to bust 5 myths about shrimp keeping. So myth number 1 is that shrimp are hard to keep. Now this couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, there are some shrimp that are more delicate than others and do require very specific water parameters, but there are also shrimp, such as the red cherry shrimp, that are incredibly hardy. Red cherry shrimp are practically bulletproof. If you're just starting out in the hobby, or you've been less than successful with a group of shrimp, get yourself a small group of red cherry shrimp, or yellow cherry shrimp, or blue shrimp, as long as they're from the family Neocaridina. These shrimp are incredibly forgiving of mistakes often made by new shrimp keepers. I once chucked a bucket full of old plant trimmings in my garage and left it there for several months. It wasn't until I needed that bucket for another project that I emptied it out and realised there was a small group of cherry shrimp living quite happily. They had survived with barely any water, no heat and no food. Like I say, they're practically bulletproof. Providing you meet a red cherry shrimp's basic needs, which is essentially some water and some food, they should do well for you. Now, myth number 2 is that you have to feed your shrimp expensive shrimp food. Again, this is not the case. I personally enjoy feeding my shrimp Repashy gel food, and I choose to feed them Repashy gel food because it lasts so long in the water. However, shrimp will be equally as happy eating bog standard pellets or algae wafers or whatever flake food you happen to have. Shrimp are essentially detrivores. They can and will survive on pretty much any food you give them. Do expensive shrimp foods have ingredients specifically catered to the shrimp's needs? Yes, they do. Can you equally match the shrimp's needs by feeding them a variety of algae wafers or fish flakes or pellets? Yes, you can. If you're in a position you can justify buying high quality but expensive shrimp foods, then certainly do it. But if you're not in that space at the moment, don't feel bad. Just feed your shrimp regular fish food. They will be fine. Myth number 3 is that red cherry shrimp need to be kept warm. If we look at a bog standard red cherry shrimp, it's able to survive in water ranging from 57 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 14 to 30 degrees Celsius. Now, this is a massive temperature range, and for most of us probably means we don't need to heat our shrimp tanks. I don't heat any of the shrimp tanks in my breeding rack. The shrimp do absolutely fine. Now, I'll be the first to admit, there's a big difference between survive and thrive. If you want your shrimp to breed and to create a large colony, then ideally they want their water to be between 72 and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the optimal range for breeding. But not everybody wants to breed their shrimp. Not everybody wants to make a huge shrimp colony. Some people just want to enjoy a small tank of shrimp in their house. Now, myth number 4 is that shrimp will eat other shrimp. And I think this myth comes from a misunderstanding of what's happening in an aquarium. It is possible to look into your tank and see shrimp appearing to eat another shrimp, but they haven't killed that shrimp. Shrimp are detrivores. They will eat anything they come across in the tank, including dead shrimp, dead fish, dead plants or decaying plant leaves. Shrimp are not equipped to catch and kill other shrimp, and they're not predators. However, if they come across another dead shrimp in the aquarium, they will not waste a potentially useful food source. Shrimp are often referred to as the perfect cleanup crew for this very reason. They will eat anything they come across in the aquarium. Myth number 5 is that shrimp eat their own babies. This is also not true. I'm not sure where this myth would come from, but it does seem to be rife across the internet. Female shrimp carry their eggs underneath their bodies for around 30 days whilst they develop into live, free-swimming shrimplets. Once the baby's development is complete, she releases the babies into the aquarium and takes no further parental care. Female shrimp are basically good mothers, and they do their best to ensure as many of their babies survive as possible. Another myth I'm frequently asked about is whether or not red cherry shrimp require a light, and you can find out the answer in the video linked on screen. Thanks for watching.